Less than a week after your Rangers swept the A's in Oakland, the West rivals meet again for a 3-game series in Arlington. The first game features a matchup of aces, Oakland's Sonny Gray and the Rangers' Yu Darvish. While it's still early, the games between these two teams seem to bring out a lot more intensity. They're always close and hard-fought. So get ready for some baseball, Western Division style, as the Rangers and the A's meet next on Fox Sports Southwest. Texas Rangers baseball is presented by AT UVerse TV. Well, the Rangers back home at Globe Life Park, a very brief 3-game set with the Oakland A's tonight. A pitching matchup that you want to tell some folks that aren't here, hey, turn on the TV and take a look, because it's going to be a dandy in the opener of this 3-game set. And welcome in, everyone, along with Tom Greaves, Steve Busby. Glad you could join us on this Monday night of Ranger baseball, and it looks like it's going to be a very exciting night here at Globe Life Park. A couple of pitchers, Tom, that are among the best in the American League, Sonny Gray and Yu Darvish.
No doubt about it, Buzz. You've got two of the best teams in the American League, and both of them are starting their opening day starter today. For the Rangers, it's Yu Darvish. For the A's, it's Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray has pitched against the Rangers once this year. They dealt him his only loss so far this season. He's 3-1, 10th in the American League with a 2.25 ERA. Yu Darvish has started 4 times. The Rangers have won all 4 of those games. He's had 3 no decisions. His ERA, 1.61, is 3rd in the American League. So, at least on paper, going into the game tonight, it would look like to be a pretty good pitcher's duel.
It should be, and we'll see what happens as the game unfolds. But the Rangers finally got Yu Darvish a couple of runs last time out, so he can pitch with the lead at that time. Well, the Rangers happy to be back home, even though it's a brief stop. We'll be back with the starting lineups to the first pitch right after this. Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Take the EcoBoost Challenge to see why Ford is the best in Texas. By AT UVerse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PICK-ATT. Rethink possible. By the all-new Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity. And by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. A gorgeous evening, a comfortable night here at Globe Life Park. Meeting of the umpires at home plate to exchange the lineup cards. And before we get further along, let's welcome in Emily Jones. Em?
Well, Buzz, this series does have a bit of a special feel to it, probably because of the route in which the Rangers have taken to get here. If you would have told them before the season that they'd have 13 players on the DL and after 25 games they'd be 15-10 and tied for first place in the American League West, odds are they would have said, yeah, we'll take it. And so here they stand, 15-10 and tied with the Oakland A's for the best record in the American League and the American League West, which makes it a little extra special even though it is just April.
Once again, we've got to keep it in perspective. We just got to go out there and play our best game, and what happens, happens. It certainly won't make or break you, but, you know, as a competitor, you want to win, and we'll go out there with that mindset.
And so obviously, as Wash said, as a competitor, you want to win every series, but you have to wonder if the performance that the Rangers had in Oakland just a week ago might have something to do with a desire to set an early season tone in this series because of the difficulties that they've had with the Oakland A's and the fact that they are the two-time defending American League West champions. So perhaps these Rangers want to make a little bit of a statement early on to Oakland, and hopefully Yu Darvish can continue that trend as we have all seen his struggles against these A's. Maybe a sign of things to come from that gritty start he had last time out in Oakland, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you. Well, it'll be an interesting series all the way through. Good pitching matchups in all three ball games. And, of course, here tonight doesn't get much better than Sonny Gray and Yu Darvish. The Rangers trying to make it 4 straight over these Oakland A's. 3 out in Oakland, a couple of them by 1 run. He was able to get the job done out there, and of course it was culminated by that 3-hit shutout tossed by Martin Perez. Ron Washington says, look, his ball club is just taking it day by day, and with the guys showing up, they expect to put forth a good effort every night. And so far, it's worked out to the tune of 15 up and 10 down. Yu Darvish and his teammates taking the field here at Globe Life Park. And Yu Darvish trying to win his second ball game of the year. Get credit for his second win of the year. He's 1-0 with that 161 earned run average. And no decision the last time out against Oakland. Here's the Athletics batting order that will face Yu Darvish here tonight. Starts with Coco Crisp with center fielder. Jed Lowry is in short. Josh Donaldson bats third and plays third. Brandon Moss, the cleanup hitter. Alberto Callaspo hits fifth. He's the DH. John Deso catches. Josh Riddick is in right field. Derek Martin, the first baseman. And Eric Sogard bats ninth and plays second.
Sonic scouting report for Yu Darvish. He's 1-0 with a 1.61 ERA in 4 starts. In his last 10 home starts, he's had a terrific ERA, 1.87. April 21st at Oakland, he had a no decision. Gave up 3 runs early in the game and then had to battle his way through the last several innings to end up with 6 innings, 3 earned runs, had to throw 116 pitches. Shortest outing in most pitches this season, but he has extra time between starts. If 116 pitches took a lot out of him, it's been 7 days since his last start.
Now, Darvish, who has shown the ability certainly to run that pitch count up and not have it have lingering effects on him the next start or 2 starts after that. He'll be out there tonight and see what he can do. And we'll take a look at the Ranger defense tonight. It's delivered to you by DeMontron RV. Michael Choice, another start in left. Leonis Martinez center. Alex Rios is in right. Rich Fielder at first. Donnie Murphy and Elvis Andrus up the middle. Adrian Beltre at third. Robinson Chirinos again behind the plate. Rangers come in 12th in the American League with a .978 fielding percentage. That is just 1 slot ahead of the Oakland A's. So neither ball club has been anywhere close to flawless fielding, but their pitching has not suffered extraordinarily thus far. Both at 15 and 10, tied for first. Coco Crisp, a .254 hitter, steps in. And Crisp has cooled off considerably since we saw him in the East Bay last week.
He had some great swings in the game against Yu Darvish. He was right on every type of pitch that you threw in that ballgame.
You can see that Crisp, a .353 hitter against Darvish in his career. The 0-1 pitch. Just off the outside corner. Crisp, in the just completed 4-game series in Houston, just 2 for 18. And that kind of continued that downward spiral a bit that Crisp had the last game against the Rangers. Next pitch is fouled away. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Crisp, the switch hitter up there from the left side. Couple of home runs, 10 RBI, and struggles that he's had as a right-handed hitter have prompted Bob Melvin to pretty much platoon him with Craig Gentry. Acquired from the Rangers, of course, in the offseason from Michael Choice. Darvish back to the plate, and another foul ball off to the left. Darvish, the 27-year-old from Japan, in his 3rd year now with the Rangers. Taking a look at what the Rangers have done this year when Darvish has started, they are 4-0 in his starts coming up to tonight. And that's important because last year they were just above 500, 1 game above 500 in the starts that Yu Darvish had. So maybe coincidence? I don't think totally.
Well, one thing Yu has done this year, he's given him a pretty good chance to win those games. He only gave up the 3 runs in that one start against Oakland.
Slow breaking ball is in the dirt. The count has gone full to Crisp.
That's a swing and a miss curveball from some players. Not Crisp tonight, though. He laid off of that. Seen a lot of left-hand hitters swing and miss at that same pitch.
Crisp trying to lead off by getting aboard. He'll be followed by Jed Lowry, the shortstop. Darvish okays the sign. The payoff pitch is on the way. Not very well hit down the left field line. It is slicing and foul. Foul by maybe 18 inches. That had a bloop double written all over it. And Yu Darvish, maybe a big sigh of relief to see that thing drop in foul territory.
Well, Darvish followed the 2-2 curveball up with another one. Crisp was out in front of it, hit it right off the end of the bat. Unfortunately, it did go foul. Crisp, as he does a lot, as the Oakland A's hitters do a lot, working a fairly long count right here.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming, and Darvish thinks better of what he had agreed to, so he steps off, and he wants Robinson Chirinos to go ahead and recycle those signs. Now Darvish is ready. Another 3-2 is coming. Got him swinging.
Couldn't lay off that curveball.
Nope.
Doing 3 straight. One of the reasons the A's are very tough on Darvish is because they seem to foul off a lot of tough pitches, and generally they lay off a lot of pitches that other players on other teams swing at pretty frequently. That time Crisp laid off that curveball once, but the 3rd time he saw it on the 3-2 count, he wasn't able to lay off it. Darvish gets the strikeout. Took a while, but he got the strikeout.
8 pitches worth, but nobody on base and 1 out. Here's Jed Lowry, the shortstop, also a switch hitter. First pitch is inside to him. Lowry, a .292 batter. He is one of the hotter A's hitters. Hasn't fared well against Darvish in his career thus far, just 2 for 13. Darvish with a 1-0. And this one's popped up. Beltre over to take a look. Right at the railing. Reaches in. He can't reach too far.
Well, as they say, Buzz, that's a routine out in Oakland.
Oh, yeah. Oakland, that's halfway between the line and the stands. Just about normal foul territory here for the newer parks. in a place like Oakland that's a dual-purpose facility, and you have a lot of room to accommodate football sidelines and things like that. Now the 1-1 pitch coming. 2-1. Mentioned the series down in Houston. Of course, Lowry hit well in that series. He has in the last 12 ball games. With the A's and the Astros split those 4 games. The A's winning the first 2 and the Astros winning the last 2. Ball's hit high in the air and deep to right field. Going back is Rios onto the track in front of the wall. He makes the catch. If that's any indication, the ballpark's going to play very fair tonight.
Yeah, there's very little wind. What wind there is drifting toward right field. But I'm sure Lowry's going back to the bench saying, you know, I know that's an out in Oakland, but I heard there was a jet stream here. I thought I hit it well enough to get out. Jet stream's not quite as prevalent as people think it is nowadays.
No, sure isn't.
At least we don't see it day in and day out.
So 2 outs here in the first. Josh Donaldson steps to the plate. Donaldson has been hot since we last saw him. And first ball swinging, he pops it foul. That'll be over the A's dugout into the seats. 0-1. Donaldson has hit 3 home runs in his last 4 ball games. 3 for 16 against Darvish. So Hugh has been able to handle it pretty well.
Yeah, and that may be the fastball in this count that he sees. He was ready for it, but he didn't get it. He may have to hit the slider now.
The 0-1 pitch. Looks like maybe a cutter. Something moving away from him a little bit. A ball and a strike. Donaldson, a rather odd line of much better on the road average-wise and power-wise than he is at home. He fouls that off the end of the bat.
Well, he
1-2.
He saw another fastball, but it was much better, much more. What am I trying to say? It was located much better. There we go. It was located much better, down and away. The one he just missed was belt high and a little bit on the inside part.
The 1-2 pitch. Fouled away.
Well, he threw that one exactly where Chirinos put his target, trying to get him to swing at a high fastball. He just got a piece of it.
Yep.
Watch. The target is high, and there's the ball right where he wanted it. Good swing, but maybe a little too high for him.
Robinson took one yesterday in Seattle, kind of like that, except he got him right square in the mask.
Sure did.
That at least was a glancing blow. So the 17th pitch of the at-bat, or the inning coming up.
Robinson's featuring some nice yellow nail polish.
And that's in the dirt. 2-2.
Put that nail polish on there so the pitcher can see the signs a little bit easier at night. See how they stand out?
Get that moon glow in there. The 2-2. Just off the outside corner. Boy, Donaldson leaned on it. Wouldn't offer. And, second full count of this first inning. Darvish trying to get Donaldson. He almost got him in that last one.
Yeah, that's one. I'm sure Donaldson has swung at that pitch a few times against Darvish, but just like Crisp was able to lay off at once in the first at bat, he laid off at once.
Payoff pitch.
But not twice.
Well, Darvish strikes out 2, sends the A's down in order. After half inning of play, it's Oakland 0, Texas coming up.